What's going on, winners? It's your boy Woso 2.0, and today we're going to talk about the Netflix password problem and why you should invest in yourself. Okay, now before we get started with that stuff, man, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Winners Win. You can also follow me on all my social media platforms at Carlos J Henry Wins with a Z.com. On there, you can also subscribe to or get a free copy of Winners Win, which is a starting guide to success. So, as we know, streaming services are just pretty much dominating our entertainment industry now. A lot of times, especially even people that come into, my place of work, or, you ask them who they have for cable, they'll tell you they don't even have cable anymore. It's just straight up streaming. So if you aren't streaming, there's high chances that you're probably living under a rock, right? And I'm talking about Patrick Star living under a rock. So yes, if you're just not watching streaming at all, to some form or some degree, which I'm talking about, Paramount Plus, Netflix, whatever, right? But we're going to talk about the one who led the way with streaming, which is Netflix, right? Netflix led the way with streaming, putting Blockbuster out of business, as we know, before when it did. And when it did that, when it first came out, it introduced the idea of streaming. And now, since they started, so many other places have now followed suit with the idea of streaming now, right? So the company, right, changed their policy now and does not allow users to share their password. I'm pretty sure it's for certain accounts, or maybe you have to pay more for it. And it's just starting this whole conundrum where everybody now is just, pissed off, for a lack of words, because, they had Netflix before it started everything. But, looking from Netflix point of view, they're losing revenue every single year, right? With people just sharing passwords. But then looking at it and talking to, customers about it or clients about it, with just casual conversation, it actually makes sense, because isn't that the reason why you got streaming services? The reason you got streaming services was so that you don't have to worry about, the idea of taking your whole equipment there. It's for you to use it on different IP addresses. So I'm still wondering how they're cracking down on it. Maybe they're just making users pay more for that family sharing, or per account that you have on, or per user that you have on there. But, like I said, having, someone else's Netflix password or whatever, it is kind of like messes up the personalization and, things of it, though. Personally myself, I have my mother's Netflix password, and, I, praise the Most High and knock on wood, whatever you want to say. I was never signed out, although I'm expecting to be signed out, sooner or later. But it teaches us a valuable lesson. And this valuable lesson is the idea that you have to rely on yourself, right? And yes, you want to rely on others, right? Yes, believing in others, having that strong environment, all these things play an important part in you becoming successful. But you have to have the idea of relying on yourself as well, right? God helps those who help themselves, right? So you want to have the idea of you are building yourself up. You're socially, building yourself up, whether, that's with meditation, that's with strength training, reading books, whatever it is, the personal development. Remember, you have to carry your own weight, which, that's why I love the idea of this brand in Delaware, carry my own weight. But it's the same idea, right? You have to carry your own weight. And yes, when you're the person in the room, you want to be in the room, you want to be the dumbest person in the room, right? But also too, with the idea as well that you also want to be, have something to bring to the table, right? So this is just what Netflix is teaching us, this valuable lesson. Now, yes, I have my mom's Netflix, but I'm also sharing with her sharing my HBO Max. My sister has Disney Plus, so we all sharing it with each other. So yes, we all are carrying our own weight, but that's how it should be, just with yourself, right? When you build a mastermind, I have masterminds. I have a friend who's really good with tech and social media. I have another friend who is really good with, dogs, dog breeding. I'm the, speaker, well-spoken, and pretty good with sales. So it's just like we all bring our own thing to the table. When you put all that stuff together, who knows what the limits are of a business. And that's what the mastermind is, right? Napoleon Hill, I'm going to end on this too. Napoleon Hill says, two minds are better than one, And when two minds begin to meet, they create an invisible, like intangible, basically thing, which is a third mind called the mastermind. So a mastermind really just putting a bunch of people in a room and you guys all just trying to bounce ideas off each other in order to help each other grow. But in order to do this, you have to bring something to the table. So again, that's really all I have for you guys today, man. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Winners Win. You can also go to, Carlos J. Henry Wins with a Z.com on there. You can follow me on my social media platforms or get a free copy of Winners Win, which is starting guide to success. So, keep killing the day, guys. Winners win, losers lose, and you pray for success like this. 2.0 out.